Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Ryle, and I have a special guest today. This is Davy, and Davy is my son, and he is 4 years old, and he's going to listen to the story today. The story that I'm going to read to you today is called Brother Messy, Brother Neat. Are you a messy brother or a neat brother?
Neat brother.
You're neat. You keep your room pretty neat, don't you? Okay, so we're going to learn about these two brothers, and then I'm going to answer some questions about the story. Brother Messy, Brother Neat. Pablo was messy. He liked to draw whenever he could. Nico was neat. He liked to organize whatever he could. When their sister Maria was born, the boys had to share a room. I'm not sharing a room with that slob, Nico said.
Which one's Nico?
He must be the one that's pointing, right? Because he said it. How can I do anything fun when everything is so clean? Pablo asked. Find a way to work it out, their mother said. Does your mommy make you work things out with your sister? Their first week together, Pablo slept in the closet. It's too clean out there, Pablo said. The closet was too dark at night, though. Pablo moved back into their room. The second week, Nico put tape on the floor. You stay on your side, Nico said. Nico had to cross the line every day to leave the room, though. He pulled up the tape. The third week, they decided to come up with rules. First rule is you can't organize my stuff without asking me, Pablo said. Second rule is you can't use my stuff without asking me, Nico said. They thought up a list of 15 rules they promised they wouldn't break. At the end, they both agreed on one more thing. We need to paint our room. Lucky for them, they both agreed on what to paint. And if you look, what did they paint on the walls?
A spaceship.
A spaceship. So they must like spaceships. Kira's now here too. Say hello, Kira.
Hello.
All right. So let's take a look at the questions about this book. The first question says, why does Nico pull the tape off the floor? Why does he pull the tape off the floor? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to find the page where he pulls the tape off the floor. And I'm going to look at why he did it. Okay. Here's the tape, and it says the second week, Nico put tape on the floor. You stay on your side, Nico said. So did that answer the question? Let's see. It says, why does he pull the tape off the floor? Okay, so we want to find out why he does it. Let's keep reading. Nico had to cross the line every day to leave the room, though. He pulled up the tape. Okay, so he had to pull up the tape because he couldn't leave the room if he had to stay on his side because the door is on the other side. Okay, so we need to write that. We need to write that Nico couldn't leave the room. Why does Nico pull tape off the floor? Nico couldn't leave the room with the tape on the floor. Okay, and I can add a detail that helps me prove that. Okay, it looks like the door is on the other side of the tape. The door is on the other side of the tape. And we could say that's his brother's side. Okay, so I have answered the question, and I've also provided a detail with that. All right, so let's go to the second question. What happens after the boys fight about being forced to share a room? So what happens after they've been fighting? So we've got to go towards the end. because the beginning tells us all about why they have to share a room. Okay, there's a new baby, so they're sharing a room. And then it shows where they're fighting. Okay, one of them's sleeping in the closet. And then the other one is they're arguing, both of them, about staying on their sides of the tape. And so we want to know what happens after that tape is pulled up, after those boys have been fighting. Okay, here's where they're not fighting anymore, so let's see what they do. The third week, they decided to come up with rules. First rule is you can't organize my stuff. Second rule is you can't use my stuff. So they're coming up with rules, and it says at the end they both agreed on one more thing, and they actually agreed about all of these rules. So we want to put that. What happens after the boys fight? They decide to make a list of rules. And this helps them stop fighting because they are able to agree on the rules that they chose. They decide to make a list of rules. They agreed on which rules to choose. All right, so after they do that, from then on, they decide to paint their room and they seem much, much happier. So let's see if we answer the question completely. What happens after the boys fight about being forced to share a room? They decide to make a list of rules. They agreed on which rules to choose. Okay, and we can say the boys ended up finding a way to get along while sharing the room. Okay, so with each one of these questions, you'll notice that not only did I answer the question right away, I provided some details, something that proved my answer from the story. All right, thank you. Can you guys wave bye?
They can't see my hand. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. How do they